What is going on, mortals? Mortal T here, and welcome back to some more Palworld. Today I am going to be showing you and telling you about the passive abilities that your pals get when you capture them. If you don't know what these abilities are by now, it's obviously you haven't been playing for quite that long. So I'm going to show you. So when you go onto your pals and you got like a screen like this, if you come down, it literally says passive skills, a segment called passive skills, and you'll see these. If you haven't got any of these on them, it means your buddy, your pal hasn't got any passive skills whatsoever. But passive skills can range from like really high tier, which is level 3 tier, which highlights in gold, and it can go all the way down to -3 tier. So there is a big difference between the tiers, and trying to memorize all of the tiers and what they do can be pretty hard. So I thought I'd make it easier for you mortals and go through all the negative ones. The negative ones do come into play when you are trying to breed, or you're thinking about maybe using a pal but you don't know what the negative effect is, because you might have like a really good passive skill on it, a level 3 golden one, but then you might have like a negative one and you're not sure if you should use it or not, because it might impact the gameplay or it might impact the breeding. So I am just going to make it easier for you. I'm going to tell you all. There's only 10 negative passive abilities, which is actually really good, because there's a lot more positive passive abilities than there is negative. But I'm just going to do the negative ones to try and make this as short as possible. So I'm going to go straight to it. I'm going to start off at the like -1 tier, if you want to call it. It's basically just got a downward arrow, as you saw on my Anubis right here. If we go downtrodden is a down arrow, and obviously downtrodden is -10% defense. So we have clumsy as well. Clumsy is work speed is -10%, which is really bad. You want your work speed to be really high up. We've already covered downtrodden. Next we have glutton, which is the sanity drops plus 10% faster. Next we have unstable, which means the sand drops 10% faster. Next we have coward, which drops your attack by 10%, and they're all like the minus level 1 passive abilities. So there isn't a lot of them. There's 5 that I just named, and then we move on to the -2 tiers. So it's 2 downward arrows on the passive ability screen. So we have the bottomless stomach, which is the sanity drops plus 15% faster. And then you've got destructive, which is a -2 tier, and the sand drops 15% faster. So only 2 of them, which is very, very nice. But now we move on to the -3 tier. So there is only 3 of these, which is really, really lucky and actually really, really nice. So first up, we got brittle, which is -20% defense. So if you got this on a pal that you want to attack with, just don't think about it, because its defense is going to be horrible and it might die really quick. Next we have slacker, which is -30% work speed. So if you want to put a certain guy in your base but he has slacker on, don't put him in your base, because his work speed is going to be absolutely terrible. And last of all, we have pacifist, which is -20% attack. So yet again, if you got an attack buddy and he's got pacifist on, he's not going to be attack buddy for long, because he won't attack very well or very hard hitting, which is kind of unfortunate. So I have put all those abilities on screen so you can see them all next to each other. I hope this does help you out. I know you can find them out pretty easy, but it means you have to go through all your pals in your power box or in your party to find out what effect does what. And sometimes when you're just out catching and you catch a pal and it says, oh, it's got gluttony or something, and you're like, what does that mean again? And it's one of those, it's just a quick reference. Come to this video, you should see them all on screen. So yeah, hope that has helped you out, mortals. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.